Russian soldiers stand at attention during the arrival ceremony for Russian President Vladimir Putin at Khmeimim Air Base on December 11, 2017 in Latakia, Syria. Kremlin Pool, Alamy stock photo. Russia and Syria issued a joint statement on February 27 calling on U.S. forces to leave Syria and to allow people inside a refugee camp in the southeast of the country to be evacuated by Russian and Syrian forces. The statement, released by Russia's Ministry of Defense, said Russian and Syrian forces had prepared buses to relocate refugees at the camp in the Rubkin area and would guarantee them safe passage so they could start new lives. We also call on the United States, whose military units are on Syrian territory illegally, to leave the country, the joint statement read. The United States said earlier this month it would leave about 400 U.S. troops split between two different regions of Syria, a reversal by President Donald Trump that could pave the way for U.S. allies to keep troops in Syria. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdoğan denied on February 26 that any high-ranking Venezuelan officials have fled to his country. As the South American nation slides further into economic and political turmoil, Erdoğan, a firm supporter of Nicolas Maduro, was reacting to a claim by the Venezuelan president's challenger, opposition politician Juan Guaido, who declared himself acting president last month, claiming Maduro has lost legitimacy. About 50 countries, including the United States, recognize Guaido as Venezuela's interim president. "Nobody has fled Venezuela to take refuge in my country," Erdoğan said, in reply to a question during an interview with national broadcaster NTV. "It is not true," Guaido, in a tweet on February 23, made reference to senior officials who had gone to Turkey. "If he says such things it is because he does not know Turkey," Erdoğan insisted. "He has to learn a few things first. Being a statesman is not so easy." Erdoğan again defended Maduro, who he insisted had been elected to the presidency, while Guaido had not. Erdoğan and Maduro are old allies, and the Venezuelan president was the first world leader to express backing for the Turkish leader after an attempted coup d'état in Turkey in 2016. A museum devoted to Russia's national poet Alexander Pushkin was opened in southern Turkey as this year marks his 220th birth anniversary. The Museum of Pushkin will be part of the private International Moscow School which most Russian students attend in the Mediterranean province of Antalya. Many events will be held in Turkey to mark the poet's birthday, according to an official statement announcing the opening. Born in 1799 in Moscow, Pushkin is considered Russia's most famous poet and the founder of modern Russian literature. Rustam Valyamatov, the coordinator of the museum, told reporters that the writer's grandfather was a black man brought to Russia via Istanbul as a slave for Tsar Peter the Great. Pushkin is an important name for Russian literature, having combined Russia and Turkey in his work. Although he was banned from leaving his country by the Tsar, he visited Turkey's eastern province of Erzurum in 1829, Valyamatov said, adding the writer later wrote a travelogue journey to Erzurum. "This year marks 190 years of his travel to Turkey," he said. A similar museum will open in Russia after a ceremony in the Russian parliament on June 6, Pushkin's birthday, he added.